What if one exercise could build the shoulder endurance, punching stability, and relentless pressure that makes Oleksandr Usyk look impossible to slow down? Not a flashy exercise, not some fake secret technique, just one movement that builds real fight, conditioning, and shoulder dominance. The seated kettlebell shoulder press. And the reason this exercise is so powerful is because it trains more than just your shoulders. It forces your core to stabilize, your shoulders to stay healthy under fatigue, and your body to produce controlled power over and over again. That's why fighters use it, and that's why Usyk's engine never seems to break. Today I'm breaking down why this exercise is so effective, how it transfers into boxing and combat sports, the best sets and reps, common mistakes, and how to use it for explosive shoulder endurance and dominance. Let's get into it. Why this exercise matters. Most people train shoulders completely wrong for fighting. They focus only on size, heavy lateral raises, bodybuilding presses, random burnout circuit. But fighters don't just need big shoulders. They need shoulders that can stay explosive late into rounds, stabilize punches, absorb impact, keep guard up, and generate force repeatedly without gassing out. That's where the seated kettlebell shoulder press becomes different. The kettlebell changes the mechanics completely because the weight hangs underneath the handle. Your shoulders has to stabilize every second for the movement. The kettlebell consistently wants to pull your arms out of position. That instability forces rotator cuff activation, shoulder control, core tension, grip strength, and upper body coordination. You're not just pressing weight, you're controlling chaos. That's exactly what fighting is. Oleksandr Usyk isn't known for being the biggest heavyweight. He's known for pressure, movement, conditioning, volume, accuracy, and the ability to keep a ridiculous pace for 12 rounds. That style destroys fighters' mentality, and to maintain that pressure, your shoulders cannot fatigue. Once your shoulders gas out, your punches slow down, your guard drops, your reactions become delayed, and your technique falls apart. The seated kettlebell shoulder press helps solve that because it trains endurance and stability at the same time. And the seated position matters. When you sit down, you remove momentum from the lower body. That means your core has to work harder. Your shoulders do more of the work, and you can't cheat the movement. Everything becomes stricter. Usyk's style is based on efficiency and control. This exercise develops both. Here's how to perform it properly. Sit upright on a bench, feet planted hard into the ground. Keep your chest tall and core braced. Hold the kettlebells around your shoulder level. Now press upwards explosively, but under control at the top. Don't overextend the lower back. Don't shrug excessively, and don't lose tension. Then lower slowly. That lower phase is important because controlling the kettlebell on the way down builds shoulder stability and resilience, and that translates directly into absorbing force and maintaining punching structure. One major mistake people make: going too heavy. This isn't just a max strength exercise. The goal is controlled explosiveness and endurance. Usyk's training is about repeatable performance, not ego lifting. Sets and reps. Now let's talk about the best sets and reps depending on your goal. For shoulder endurance and boxing conditioning, 3 to 4 sets, 12 to 20 reps, moderate weight. Short rest periods. This builds the ability to keep throwing punches while staying structurally strong. For explosive pressing power, 4 to 5 sets, 5 to 8 reps. Heavy kettlebells. Focus on explosive intent. This develops force production and shoulder drive. For stability and injury prevention, 3 sets, 8 to 12 slow controlled reps. emphasize the lower phase that builds shoulder integrity and control. If you really want that Usyk style shoulder conditioning, pair the seated front press with bag training, boxing. That will really help you with conditioning, because the best form of conditioning for boxing is either shadow boxing or bag work. Why it transfers to fighting. A lot of gym exercises don't transfer well into combat sports, but this one does, because punching isn't about chest strength. Every punch travels through the feet, the hips, the core, the shoulders, and finally the fist. If the shoulders can't stabilize force efficiently, energy leaks out. That means weaker punches and slower combinations. The seated kettlebell shoulder press improves shoulder endurance, lockout strength, punching recovery, speed, rotational stability, and posterior control. Another underrated benefit, guard endurance. Keeping your hands up for multiple rounds destroys the shoulders. This exercise helps build resilience to that fatigue. That's why high-level fighters use more movement like this year-round, not just in fight camp. What makes this exercise powerful isn't just the physical effect, it's the mentality it builds. Because shoulder fatigue is miserable, your arms feel heavy, your punches slow down, everything burns. But when you train through controlled fatigue repeatedly, your body builds confidence. Dominant fighters are usually the fighters who can maintain output while everyone else fades. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more fight performance training, breakdown inspired by elite athletes like Oleksandr Usyk, and comment below what fighter should I break down next. Chakron X out.